Hi, Mrs. G here. This video is for parents who are wanting to create an artistic experience for their toddler that aligns with the Montessori philosophy. I have 5 simple tips to help you that I found from the toddler playbook. So the first tip is that your project be open-ended. Open-ended means that your child gets to determine how the final product looks like. So this means you're focused more about the process of the art experience than the product. So you wouldn't be standing over your child's shoulder with step-by-step instructions necessarily for them. You might offer them the materials, give them a little bit of guidance on how they could use it, but then just let them explore from there. They should really be free to create. The second thing is it should be simple, especially when you have a younger child. A set of markers can occupy a child, and they can explore that many different ways. So limited materials can help, and also that they're presented neatly. So one way that you can present your art materials neatly is just by using things that you have in your house. So first, you can use Dollar Tree bins to put supplies in, an office supply pencil cup to maybe put markers in. I even use Tupperware to put crayons in, a wooden bowl that I find at thrift stores, or even recyclables. So this holds my brushes. Another thing that I use from around my household are these like $2 IKEA cookie trays. So usually I will put the art materials on this tray, and if maybe it's something like watercolor, it's messy, I will actually have them work on the tray. You could also use just a mat. It's nice if it doesn't have design on it, but whatever you need in a pinch. So I like to use just this Walmart placemat, or I have these smaller cutting boards that I use maybe for gluing. And then even I have all of my son Casimir's, he's 2.5, art supplies just in this bin here. And then I will take it out and put them in these containers for him to use. So by keeping it simple, you're really allowing them to explore that one medium. And also by presenting it neatly, you're giving them that sense of order and place that Montessori loves. Third, your project art experience should be hands-on. Art is hands-on, so this is pretty easy. You want them to just be able to, again, create and explore. So Play-Doh is very hands-on, pencils and pens, even stickers, things that really help them use their hands. 4, you want the project to be accessible. So if your child struggles to hold a pencil, giving them scissors would probably provide them with a lot of frustration while they're making. You want to eliminate barriers to creativity. So if they are developmentally appropriate, then your child really can create without any inhibitions. The last thing, the 5th thing, is very Montessori, child-led. So this means you are not standing over your child's shoulder telling them where to put this or telling them where to color. You really just want to sit beside them at first, maybe watch them, give them some guidance. You also necessarily don't want to have a project example. So we love to find things on Pinterest, but it does not in any way need to look like what Pinterest shows it to look like. Your child will show you what it looks like. The last thing with child-led is also how you communicate with them while they're creating. So when we are watching our child create, we tend to want to give them encouragement and say, oh, I like all the colors you're using, or what does that look like? What are you drawing? Some of these comments, although they're good intentioned, can actually create our child to not necessarily use their full imagination. So when we are watching our child create, I like to say that we're making observations. So I will say to my son Casimir, I see you're using a lot of color. Or I'll say, I see you're making big loops on your paper. Or I'll say, I see you've covered your entire page. When you say, I see, you're really helping just create an observation. But if you were to say, I like how you're using all these colors, that could create your child to be making for your approval and not for their own. You really want them to have their own internal satisfaction about their own creations. So just to sum up the 5 points, we want it to be open-ended, much more about the process than the product. 2, we want it to just be simple. 1 medium is enough. If your child seems bored, maybe you can add in something else. But try to present them neatly and keep that order that we love in Montessori. 3, hands-on. Just allow them to be able to have fun and to use their hands and really use their fine and gross motor skills. And we also want it to be accessible. We don't want our child to be frustrated, but we also don't want it to be too easy. You know your child best. And then lastly, we just want it to be child-led. And when our child leads in creation, they can really help you see what their imagination and their creativity is. I hope this helps you create your own art Montessori experiences at home. Again, I will have some videos that are toddler tested by my own son, and you can check those out if you feel like you want to have more of an idea of what the 5 points really look like in a project. Thank you.